Happy 4th of July to the guy that I think celebrates the 4th of July every day and has really done more to bring about American freedoms than anybody in modern times, Ted. Happy 4th, buddy.
Well, thank you, Keith. Yes, happy Independence Day every day. You know, I say that all the time. I say happy Thanksgiving every day because we have a lot to be thankful for here in the United States of America. Very unique quality of life based on God, family, country, divine intervention when the world was enslaved. The world was enslaved until 1776, when we came to this new land, this new magic land, and the miraculous flurry of resource celebration of individual freedom was being experimented with, getting away from the kings and the tyrants and the emperors and the slave drivers. Slavery was standard operating procedure in the world. The king could come and take your women. The king could come and take your wool. The king could come and take your life. They could come and take whatever they wanted. But here in America, when King George's punks tried that burning instinct of self-sufficiency, rugged individualism, the natural drive of my independence, it permeated this new land called America. And patriots went, you know, King George just can't take my women anymore. And when they come to Concord Bridge to take our guns so that we are unarmed and helpless and they can take whatever they want, I say some real hardcore kickers get together and grab our muskets and let's go to Concord Bridge this time. And let's let them know that you can't force us into unarmed helplessness and slavery anymore. And the patriots stood their ground. And I don't know if you watch Braveheart closely or The Patriot closely, but that isn't fantasy. Millions gave their lives because they would not be slaves to the king anymore. No more emperors, no more kings, no more slavery. And in 1776 and thereabouts, we wrote down what we knew naturally, instinctively, were our freedoms and rights from God. We knew it, but we wrote them down because historically kings could control us. And we go, you know, they control what we say. Let's write that down. Let's make that the first guaranteed freedom. We get to speak our mind. We get to choose our own religion. We can't just abide by and bend over for the king's chosen religion. We get to choose our own religion. And we get to have privacy from the king. The king just can't come and take what he wants. And we're going to create a media, a press. We'll get a printing press, and we'll spread the truth, the logic and common sense that we neighbors believe in. Let's make that the First Amendment. Then, of course, they wrote the Second Amendment because it's as natural as breathing. That if powerful people can force us into unarmed helplessness, they get to do whatever they want. And it's over, Rover. And so I didn't need to read the Constitution. I didn't need to read the Ten Commandments. I didn't need to be told about the Golden Rule. I've always instinctively wanted to treat others as I would expect them to treat me. I have a conscience. I have a brain. I have a soul. And we're created in the image and likeness of God. And here it is in 2023. And in Democrat-run cities with the feces and the needles and the engineered exploding violent crime, and the Antifa and the Black Lives Matter celebrated, the terrorists celebrated burning down our greatest cities. Nobody wants to go to Chicago anymore. Nobody wants to go to Baltimore and eat the soft shell crabs. Nobody wants to go to New York City anymore because the Democrats have engineered a cesspool of feces, needles, and violent crime, literally celebrating the worst aspects of mankind. So my friends, you can't just have a barbecue and set off some fireworks. You got to daily, every day of your life, set off freedom fireworks to your elected employees and let them know that where our elected employees violate their sacred oath to the Constitution, we, the people, are now starting to pay attention, and we're not going to let it happen. And we can all have, in all of the places we live, our own little Concord Bridge. It doesn't necessarily have to be about coming and disarming us, because when you take away our First Amendment, it's just as bad. We need to fight back and let our elected employees know that we, the people, are in charge. And Fedzilla is bloated and toxic. The federal government is bloated and evil and toxic and violating their sacred oath to the Constitution on an hourly basis. And if we, the people, don't speak up, then Independence Day barbecue is the ultimate jack off in the history of the world. It's not about the barbecue. It's about independence and freedom. And we should let that truth resonate with all of our elected employees, from dog catcher and the school board to the mayor to the chief of police to the state trooper commander to the sheriff to our senator, our governor, our congressman. If we don't celebrate that demandingly every day, then the 4th of July is a joke. And I'm not going to let that happen. I'm celebrating it like I mean it.
And you know what, Ted? You say it all the time. Apathy will be the end of freedom. And so I'm so happy to announce that you and I, as part of Hunter Nation, we're announcing right now that Hunter Nation is starting its Patriot series. We want you to go to hunternation.org, because if Ted and I and all of our friends at Hunter Nation can get you, the American hunter, out of your tree stands, out of the woods, out of the duck blinds, and into the voting booth, if you have an election in 2023, and certainly the big one coming up in 2024, we can turn this country around. So, Ted, final word why it's important they go to hunternation.org to check out the Patriot series.
Well, the real destruction of America isn't the communists and the Marxists that infest the Democrat Party and some of the Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan, and Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell, so-called Republicans. That's a curse. That's a scourge. That's a pure evil against freedom and against Independence Day. But the real failure in America is apathy, especially in the conservative community that is epitomized by the hunting, fishing, trapping, outdoor, ranching, farming, spirit of the wild families. And if we could all get together at hunternation.org, just join, register, and get all your friends and neighbors working school, at the deer camp, at the shooting range, at the barbecue, wherever you gather, let's end the curse of apathy, because that has opened the door to the Marxists and the Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Michael Moore fan club on this fast track to destroy America. Conservatives have to circle the wagons, and that can be accomplished at hunternation.org. Please go to hunternation.org and let's circle those conservative wagons and vote these horrible, horrible anti-American forces out of here.
Powerful, Ted. Well, tomorrow night we'll have some more of the Nightly Nuge. Going to talk about one of your favorite people, Bill Gates. He's up to it again. Our listeners will want to get your take on the mosquito infestation of Florida. See you tomorrow, Ted.
Nightly Nuge, truth, logic, and common sense, and a lot of piss and vinegar, people.